Well, let me start by saying, folks, this is a race to the finish. We have hardly any left. Our 11 p.m. presentation was cancelled. I was lucky enough to be here this morning at midnight to launch this, and there's a lot to tell you. First thing, this looks different, right? It's not what we think about when we typically say smoke detector. You gotta think of this. This looks different because it is different. This smoke detector has an expensive advanced photoelectric sensor, and that means it's more accurate. That means there's less false alarms. No more cooking in the kitchen, the alarm goes off. No more having a hot steamy shower, the alarm goes off. You see that there? That's not a normal battery. That is a 10-year battery. And in terms of installing it, I even stopped myself from using the word install. You'll have this up in seconds. The 3M sticky disc, you put it on the wall or the ceiling, but you can do it yourself. This is a smoke detector that gives you better accuracy, that is for sure, but this is a smoke detector that helps to prevent fatalities. It helps to prevent danger. Every single day in this great country, too many people are experiencing the fatality of a terrible fire. Too many of us are struggling to escape the house in time because that smoke detector maybe wasn't in the right place or we didn't have enough. Too many of us have smoke detectors that we know don't have a battery in them because that one night it started to beep at us and we had to get on the step stool, then we stood on the bed and we're trying to poke at it and shove at it, and then we took the battery out, but we never replaced it. This 10-year battery means it's less hassle, less stress, and absolutely no fuss. The reason why these are en route to a sellout is because what we launched today is world-class and industry-leading. One of these normally sells for $30. So let me show you in front of me. I have the three because you're getting three. This is $30, this is $30, and this is $30. That's $30, that's $60, that's $90. Instead of 3 for $90, we're doing 3 for $49.99. If you live in an older home and your smoke detector is more than 10 years old, you should consider upgrading it. If you live in a home that is maybe with smoke detectors that have been painted over, you've got to replace it. We'll talk to you about the stories and the experiences, but over the past 4 years, this smoke detector product has become HSN's #1 seller ever, with over 500,000 sold. If you ever watch me on a Monday night, you'll know this is our best-selling product of that show. I have these all around my house, and I get very enthusiastic when I talk about them because they are brilliant. And I hate that people go into stores every day of the week, and they go to the smoke detector aisle, and they won't buy these because they're too expensive. They'll walk away with the traditional old-style technology because it's less expensive. When Samurai launched, they wanted to break down those barriers and bring the best of the best for the lowest price ever. And Mr. Joe Harrison, who has always said you are safer with a Samurai by your side. Joe, good to see you, my friend.
It's great to be here.
Joe, when you launched this 4 years ago, that was the thing, to bring the best technology for less so we can all feel protected.
Right, it's one of these things where it's not like I would like to have that. You absolutely need it. At some point, wherever you're living, you will have to replace your smoke detector. And that's not Adam and I saying that, that's U.S. Fire Administration. FEMA actually says they recommend smoke detectors need to be replaced every 10 years. So when you go to the store, there's a tremendous amount of options for you, and they all look like this. And then you're thinking, well, which one is going to save me more money? Shouldn't be really thinking about saving money when you're having a device that's going to potentially save your life. But if this is what the design looks like, this is 1970s technology. Yes, you have technology that is 50 years old that's protecting you. When this first came out, this was actually code that one of these would protect the entire house. That was code back in 1970s. Fast forward to today. You're supposed to have a smoke detector in every bedroom of your house. You're supposed to have a smoke detector in every hallway leading to those bedrooms. You're also supposed to have a smoke detector in every living room in your house. If you don't have that, if you're sitting down on the couch thinking, I can't even see my smoke detector, your house isn't safe enough. And especially this time of the year, as we're adding things that are heating our house, from a space heater to just running the AC and everything's trapped up, or even just turning the fireplace on, that's all potential fire hazards. You need to make sure you have that type of protection. But the problem you run into is a lot of people assume that I can't install this. This is going to be a pain. It's smaller, it's more compact. I need ladders to be able to do this. This is how simple it is. When you first get it at home, you take the battery, you take the back off, you see that battery, that little plastic tab. You pull that off, that starts day one. We even give you the install date on the back side because this battery right here is a special battery certified to last 10 years. So you write down whatever year you put that on, and then you go ahead and mount it back to the wall, and that's it. You've just done the install for your smoke detector. You don't have to touch it again for the next decade. You can test it if you want to every 6 months. We recommend that. But unlike this one, you're up and down the ladder every 6 months. You're changing that battery every 6 months. You're trying to get a good night's sleep, and this thing constantly goes off. You just rip that battery out. Then before you know it, you forget about the battery. Now you don't have a working smoke detector. It looks nice there, but there's no battery that's built into it. With Samurai, it is a safer and easier way to truly add protection to your entire house.
We cannot gamble. We absolutely cannot gamble, and I don't think anybody would mind me saying that if you only buy one thing today on HSN, it has got to be these. Everything's fine until it isn't. But there are fires every single day. There are those of us living in homes, and we know that smoke detector is old. We know it's got dust all over it. All that dust on that smoke detector, which you probably can't even get into the nooks and crannies, that's affecting the sensor technology. If there was a fire, oh my God. I mean, it's devastating, obviously. This is an opportunity to refresh, to upgrade, and give you, your family, your loved ones, your pets, the utmost and best fire and smoke detection technology. The one that is very expensive, but we do it for $49.99 for 3 of them. One of them costs $30 normally. We're doing 3 for $49.99. But let me back that up by saying I could see it at midnight. When I stood here at midnight and we launched it, and thousands were sold in the first airing, I knew that you could see the value. And I said to Joe, I said, you'll go home early today. And he is. He gets to go home this hour instead of next hour. They have canceled our 11 p.m. presentation because we are now down to final quantities. If you would like to order, I have it on FlexPay. I can send it out immediately to you. I don't have advanced order or extended delivery. I keep watching the counter, and we're getting close to that 12,000 mark. And then it's really that slippery slope to the 14,000, and that will be the end of the road for this presentation. Obviously, the history is there, the reviews are there, the quality is there. I wouldn't recommend it so strongly if I didn't have these all throughout my house, and I swear by them. I'm so agitated because, like you, traditional smoke detectors, Joe, they go off all the time.
They go off all the time because, Adam, it's that old sensor designed in the 70s. You take a hot shower, and then all of a sudden the alarm's going off. You take a towel to it to blow out the fresh air because you know it's a false alarm. And then you start playing that in your mind. When you hear that smoke detector go off, you're like, oh, it's just another false alarm. I don't need to worry about it. When you hear that alarm from your Samurai, when that fire goes off and it detects it, it's that loud 85 decibel alarm that is ear-piercing. You can hear that from the basement to the top floor, from the back room to the front room, from the kitchen to the back room, wherever it is, because it has that special design where it gives you that 360-degree sound. So when you hear that, you know it's not just a hot shower. That is so incredibly loud at over 85 decibels. And this is gonna wake you up if you're sleeping at 2 a.m. This is gonna disrupt you if you're playing with the kids in the front room and there's smoke down in the basement. It's designed to be loud so you have that first warning, but you can't just trust 1970s technology. And I always tell people this, if you're thinking, do I need to replace it? Should I replace it? Ask yourself this, do you know when your smoke detector was installed? For me, my problem was I didn't know when my smoke detector was installed when I bought the house. The people before me, they are the original owners for 25 years. Was it the original smoke detector? Did they just replace it before I moved in? I had no idea. Come to find out, it was a 20-year-old smoke detector that was in my house that lost its efficiency. And this is what FEMA says. They said every 10 years, you need to replace this because it has a sensor in there that collects dirt, dander, and debris that's analyzing the air. And so does your Samurai. That's why we say it lasts 10 years. You need to replace even the Samurai every 10 years because they start to clutter up with the dust. Think about what your countertops look like after a couple months. Imagine what your filter or your sensor looks like after 10 years. That's why they need to be replaced. So if you're looking at that smoke detector now saying, that's what's keeping me safe, but you don't know how old it is, this is a better option for you because when you think of safety, it's $5 a year. It's $49 for 3 of them that are going to last 10 years. It's $5 a year to have that peace of mind and to have that protection. But Adam, if you're going to go ahead and do the install on this, and you know you need these for the room, the other thing you're probably thinking about that you never knew to think about is carbon monoxide. Adam, this is when it really starts to get scary. I can see fire, I can smell smoke, I can see if smoke's over there.
Yeah.
With carbon monoxide, you can't see it, you can't taste it, you can't smell it, you don't know you have carbon monoxide poisoning